This is Don, your agency CFO, reaching out to you at a very important time and topic. We've been talking a lot lately about the PPP program. And yes, I'm wearing my green shirt because today we're going to talk about some hardcore dollars and cents. We've broached the topic of forgiveness, but now it's real as most of you have received your funds. And now, really, we need to manage through this time. You will be receiving from RD Advisory Group a PPP forgiveness calculator. It's important that we estimate our payroll and other forgivable expenses for the forgiveness program. Why is it so important? Well, let's take a step back. First off, as your CFO, you guessed it, I don't like to give money back. And that's your decision. Do you want to maximize the forgiveness of your PPP loan? Most agency owners certainly do. And there's another important reason why this is even more of a larger topic than might be on the surface. The PPP funding is tax-free. Well, what does this mean to most agencies? Let's assume that for most of you, you're in an effective tax rate of about 35%. Do a little math. And the correspondence between tax-free, so for every $100,000 of PPP money, is equivalent to $150,000 of regular revenue, say fee and commission. So when you're looking at your PPP funding, you can almost essentially multiply it times 1.5, and that's the relationship if it was really taxable. So if it was ordinary revenue. Therefore, this topic is more important than it may first appear. So what can we do now? Well, again, in the next day or two, you're going to receive from RD Advisory Group a calculator that will estimate your forgiveness amount. You'll load it with your expected payroll over the 8-week period, your healthcare premium costs, retirement plan contributions, as well as applicable rent, utilities, and interest payments. What you want to do is you want to check the amounts and understand the timing of how all that comes together. So are we really maximizing forgiveness? And are we meeting the minimum criteria? One of the most important criteria that we have to meet is that 75% of the PPP money for forgiveness must be sent on payroll compensation, which does include salary, healthcare insurance premiums, retirement plan contributions, and state taxes. The timing of that is critical. Just because we have payroll doesn't mean we pay salary. We also need to make sure that we're paying those healthcare premiums and making those retirement plan contributions timely so they fall within that correct 8-week period. A little bit of planning goes a long ways. The second thing I want you to do, once you receive this calculator, there's a second use for it. I would make a second copy. And in the second copy of the calculator, I would actually record every applicable forgivable payment as you make them. This way, at the end of the 8-week period, you'll have a really centralized document that really details all of the forgivable items you have paid. As you do this, take a copy of the check as well as the invoice and keep those together and build an electronic file. At the end of the 8-week period, your life will be really easy. You'll have all the documents required, every payment that we've made via check, along with the invoice backup. You'll also be submitting a payroll register for the 8-week period, and that likely will be the bulk of your submission when you request forgiveness. Now, I do recommend that once we get through the 8-week period, you request forgiveness in a timely fashion. Want to get that loan off the balance sheet as quickly as possible, and we want to get a decision. Again, the lenders will be overwhelmed with the quantity of everybody's going to be requesting forgiveness about in the same time frame. Now, the lenders do have 60 days from the time that you submit for forgiveness to give you a general ruling. Again, we want to give ourselves time should there be any back and forth, any questions about documentation. We want to make sure that we're early in the queue. There is nothing good that I can foresee that comes by waiting. So be on the lookout and feel free to reach out to me with any questions you have. This is really an important topic, and it's important we get it right. There's a lot of dollars at stake, and I don't want to see any agency miscalculate or mismanage these dollars. Please, again, any questions you have, reach out to me and be on the lookout for your forgiveness calculator. As always, I wish you be well and be financially well. Take care.